Assalamu alaikum and welcome to SM Public Academy Campus 5. And I hope you all are doing good and I hope you all are staying home and staying safe. And children, as you all know that the coronavirus is at its peak right now, so you people need to be very much careful and you people need to take care of yourself and please stay home and stay safe, okay? Do not go out of the home without wearing a mask or the gloves or properly sanitizing your hands and everything. So please take care of yourself and stay home and stay safe, okay? Okay, so let's begin our class today. Please close the camera, whoever is trying to open it. Stop acting like children. Okay, so I welcome all the students to the English language class. Today we will be having an English language class, but again, let me remind you that today I will not be uploading any homeworks because, we've already given you the winter vacation homework, so that is what you have to do. And the English language homework and the English literature homework, they need to be done in their respective copies. That is, the English language homework will be done in the language copy and the literature homework will be done in the literature copy. And today you can go to school and collect your copies so that you have both the copies. If you have submitted your language copy, collect it from school so that you can attempt the winter vacation homework in the language copy, okay? And any questions, any queries regarding the winter vacation homework, you can ask me at the end of this class. Okay, clear? If there's anything that you people did not understand, ask me at the end of this class. I'll tell you, but just don't worry. Everything I think in the homework is very simple and very clear. Nothing is something different. All you have to remember is that the homework needs to be done during the winter break and submitted after that. Okay? Okay, so let's move on. Our topics for today are essay writing and comprehension. So, essay writing and comprehension, both the topics that I will be teaching to you people today, you people need to make sure that you keep them in your mind. It's nothing that you will forget. And when I will be uploading the assignment after the winter break, then you can attempt the assignment for these two topics. Okay. So let's move on. Okay, the essay. The essay that we have today, or the topic that we are going to discuss today, is the best day of my life. Now, apparently, it appears to be a very simple and a very, interesting topic because definitely we all have had best days in our lives. Some of you might be having more than one, and I hope, Palke, that most of you must be having more than one because definitely it's good to have best days or, happy days in your life. And I always wish you happiness. But if you're writing about the best day of your life, then first of all, there are certain things that you need to focus on. Now, so far, you people have been writing essays under the, heading or under the basic concept that, okay, it's just an essay. But now you people are at a stage where you need to understand actually what essay you are writing, what is the type, which type of the essay is it, what do we write in which type of the essay. Like if I told you last time the essay on you had an essay on patience and tolerance, you had an essay on Pakistan Day, and the last essay that you wrote was a disastrous calamity, right? You have done three essays before. So when you have done those three essays, you need to understand that if each of those essays had a different type, they all belong to different kinds, and in most of those them you were actually describing, right? If you were writing about Pakistan Day, you were describing what is a Pakistan Day. If you were writing about a natural disaster or a natural calamity, you were actually describing what a natural calamity is, okay? And then you had to actually write your own experience if you had faced it somewhere, or you had to describe a situation and any situation from the world that you had come across in the news or you had read over the Google, and you had find it that, okay, this was a tsunami, that was a natural disaster, this was an earthquake of the 8th October, that was a natural disaster. So when you were doing that, actually you were describing. Again, if you were writing about patience, tolerance, and its roots, that was the third essay that you people have done. So in that essay also you were describing. So all of them were actually descriptive essays, okay? They belong to the category of descriptive essays. Today, the best day of my life, this is not a descriptive essay. Okay, let me again tell you, this is not a descriptive essay. Okay, so which kind of an essay is this? The type of this essay is narrative. That is, you are telling a story, you are telling a situation, you are telling an event from your life, so you are narrating it. So it will be a narrative essay. Okay, it is not going to be a descriptive essay, it is not going to be a persuasive essay. I've told you there are many types of essays before. You can check the last slide of the compositions that I told you. There are almost four types of essays, and today we are doing the narrative essay. Okay, so what is a narrative essay? This is actually what we need to understand, children. Please, I again repeat, when you are writing, follow the rules that I will be telling you today, because I don't want a descriptive essay here. Don't describe. Yeah, you will be describing the situation, but in a narrative format. Okay? How? Let's see. A narrative essay. Now, what is a narrative essay? First of all, let's read it together. What is narrative essay? A narrative essay is one that details an experience you have had and outline it for the reader in a linear format. That means the first thing in a narrative essay is your experience. You cannot write about your mothers, your fathers, your siblings, your uncles, your aunties, your friends, your relatives. No, you're writing about yourself only. Okay, so this is going to be your experience, your best day. That is when you achieved something, or when you had a happy moment, or when it was good for you, or why do you remember. So it's all about you. Okay, and so that the reader can actually and follow your life event. Okay, it's for the reader. When the reader reads it, he or she needs to understand that it's about your life. It's not just describing what happened, but also detailing what you felt at that time, how it affected you, and what you have learned from it. So basically, when you're writing about, a narrative essay, you don't have to only write that, okay, the best day of my life was when I bought a bicycle. Okay, if it was the best day of your life, then why did you feel, what did you feel at that time? Did you feel at the top of the world? Did you feel important? Did you feel that, okay, now you can help your mother in bringing all the necessary home stuff? Or how that buying of a cycle affected you? Okay, what was the change that brought into your life? Were you all the time busy, like cycling? Or were you neglecting your studies because you bought a cycle? Or were you giving a ride to your friends and you like felt, most important amongst a group of friends? So what you learned from it, the third thing, that, okay, what was the achievement out of it? Maybe you learned something, you got a lesson of your life, that, okay, you were very much excited, but like that was the most happiest day of your life, and you actually saw a beggar boy and he was looking at your cycle, and you realized that, oh my god, how these poor people are surviving. So you can think of anything. I'm just giving you an example here, that you people need to understand that, well, whatever narrative you are writing, whatever topic or whatever thing you are writing about, you need to describe it along with your own personal comments on it, your own personal reasons and effect, and conclusions. And it's all going to be about you. Okay, nobody else's. Okay, your essay will be unique as it's detailing an event that happened in your life. So basically, what you people need to understand here is that your essay will be unique because it's about you only. Okay. Now here, no two people can copy each other's, essays, and actually, this is very important, because mostly I've seen you people copying the same sentences, and even from Google, you are just copy pasting sentences. So please avoid that. You can take help, definitely. I never mind it. You can search the essays about the best day of your life. You can go through the format, how people have written it. Definitely, because when you are reading about something, it enhances your vocabulary, it enhances your way of writing. So I never mind it. You can always refer to good text, on the Google. Read it and learn from it, that what are the ways you can make your essay more like interesting and nice, and then write about your experience. Okay, so in your class, or in your in all the eighth grade, I don't think there will be two or three people sharing the same event, that, okay, we had the best day of real life and it was the same day. So please don't do that. Definitely everybody will be having different happy moments in their lives. However, following a basic structure will make it easier to read and follow. Always use first person, I, me, etc. Okay, now this is an important thing when you are writing a narrative. You always write it with I, me, myself, okay, because it's your narrative. Suppose if I begin and I'll say that the best day of my life was when I got my bachelor's degree or when I studied abroad. So, like, that was my best day, like getting my point that it's going to be about me. So, I'll be using I, me, my, mine, like this. Okay. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, there's a structure of the essay. Now, this is the basic structure that you people need to follow. So please don't run from east to west in the essay. Try to follow this format. Begin it the way I'm telling you and end it the way I'm telling you. Okay. Narrative essay structure. Introduction. So the first thing that we have is always the introductory paragraph. Now, when you begin, don't be abrupt. Don't be very straightforward that the best day of my life was this. No, write a line about, like a proverb or a starting line, because that actually gives a very good impression to the reader. Always begin with some beautiful lines. Do not always begin with the topic, because that, that's very straightforward. It's not wrong, but that doesn't give your essay a good beginning. Introduce the topic and the incident that you're going to describe. Explain why it's important to you. So first of all, definitely in the introductory paragraph, what you write is you given a saying or something, or you just begin with some beautiful lines, and along with that, you actually introduce your topic. That was the best day of your life. You're going to write the event, and after writing the event, you're going to you don't describe it here, but you're going to write, okay, the best day of my life was when I bought a bicycle. Okay. And that was the most, like a beautiful moment that I've ever had. And I still cherish it today. So you're going to give like some words adding to it. Okay. Then you have a thesis statement. What is a thesis statement? Thesis statement is actually, your reason for happiness, actually what made you feel good about it. Okay. Quickly sum up what you learned as a result of the incident you are describing. So basically, when you're writing about the best day, then you have to tell, okay, it was the best day because I learned from it. I cherish it today. I remember it, still hold it, very close to my memory. It's close to my heart, so it can be anything. Okay. Okay, then the main body. What is the main body? Okay. You will now talk about the incident involved. As you do so, make sure you are including all the important points. Who was involved? Where did it happen? Why did it happen? Describe exactly what happened, including your thoughts and feelings on the matter. So basically, the body is actually the main place. You can have a body with 2 or 3 paragraphs. It's no big deal. But all you need to do is you need to describe the situation. You need to describe who was involved, who gifted you the bicycle, who you wanted to gift it, whether that person was also happy like you. Like where did it happen? When was it a surprise for you? Was it a birthday present? Anything. Now, suppose if we change the topic from like, okay, if my best day of my life was not getting a bicycle, but the best day of my life was probably when, you know, excuse me. Okay, when my dad came back from America, suppose if I say that, that's another way. So I'll say, like who was involved? We were preparing for my dad's visit, and like we were actually counting the days before his arrival, and we were, making preparations. We were cleaning the home. We were, like making the bedroom all good and clear. We clean all his books and everything, and then how we went to the airport, who did we go to, with to the airport to receive him, and did his flight land on time, and then what was the most exciting part when you saw your father, and like the happiness you felt and all that. So these are the different things you can say. And please, one thing, do not write the best day of my life was the first day of a school, please, because you were too young at that time to have any feelings. I personally believe it. Okay. We have been writing this narrative of since like childhood, the first day of my school, but actually you don't actually remember things when from that time. So don't write about topics that you have little information on. Definitely, if you were like 5 years old or 4 years old when you first came to school, you don't have a memory or a background to that thing. So write about an event for which you know the background, you know the details, you know how to describe it, you know who was with you, what were other people's, you know, like expressions or statements about that event. So write about any event that you actually know, have understood basically. Okay, and the conclusion will be refer to your thesis again and how your experiences impacted your understanding of the topic at hand. So basically, the conclusion will be again what you learned, how do you cherish it, why do you cherish it, and again at the end, you know, like I'll always remember it my life. You know, like I don't think that I will be ever be able to forget it because that you know that memory has a special place in my heart. So anything like this, okay, clear? I hope the topic is clear to everyone. Okay, let's move on. Okay, my best day of my life is just a little mind map. It's just the basic mind map. You can have your own mind map with thousand other details. I don't mind. You have to give the background. That is, as I told you, what was the event? Why was the event? You know, a big little background of, you know, like what is basically a happy day, what is a sad day, anything like that. Which was your best day? Definitely the events that you're talking about. Give details about the day. Excuse me. Okay, you have to give details about the day. That is, you will be describing the day. What was it? Who was with you? Everything. Try to make your narrative interesting. Now, what does this mean? See, writing blankly about a thing won't interest the reader. Give details. You know, add some sentences. Add some quotations, make it interesting, add something relevant and something you know, for the reader that actually catches the reader, a catchy comment or a catchy proverb or anything that is there that actually makes your text different and makes it, you know, interesting above all for the reader. What still makes you feel good about that day? So basically, what was about the day that still makes you feel good? That is the concluding paragraph. Okay. So the first and the second one are gonna come in the introductory paragraph. The third and the fourth are gonna come in the body of the essay, and the fifth one is gonna come in the conclusion. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Let's move on. Okay, there are some introduction examples that I'm giving you here, but make sure you have your own because definitely you have access to all the, you know, all the internet over there, so you can just find your own introductions. These are some that I found interesting, so these are just a few examples here. Throughout life, I have had many memorable events. The memorable times in my life vary from being the worst times in my life and some being the best. Either way, they have become milestones that will be remembered forever. The best day of my life was definitely the day. So you see, this is a little introduction, and actually, it's very catchy. Now, the words that I'm using, memorable, milestone, and you know, like they vary from the worst times to the, you know, best being the best. So this is like an introductory line that is actually going to catch the reader rather than starting it away that, you know, the best day of my life was this. It started with, you know, any of such lines. It looks really good. Our lives are full of many days and events. Some days will be happy, full of joy, and remain firmly in the heart forever. The memories of the happy days remain present in the heart and spirit, like, you know, so like the best day of my life was, and this and that. We remember the days that bring the greatest happiness to us. We try to forget the days of our sorrows. The best day of my life was when. So, this is actually a very simple and very basic introduction. So, just I'm giving you a minute, go through these introductions and try to understand what I'm telling you, that you have to have a good introductory paragraph here. Okay, you have to begin in a very nice way because now you are in eighth grade. You are no more, you know, like primary children that you can just begin the essay abruptly. I'm giving you a minute, go through it. And then we'll begin with the second topic of ours. Okay, children, so is that clear? Shall we move on? I've given you a minute. Kindly go through it so that if there is any question, anything that you people have not understood in this topic, you know, you can tell me, otherwise, I'm going to move forward. Okay, let's move on. Okay, the writing process. How do you write? Definitely the pre-writing, that is where you brainstorm the thing. Okay, you just what do? You brainstorm their ideas, you put everything together, like what are you gonna write, what event you're gonna discuss, what were the related facts about it. Then you draft it, that is you create a rough copy of your writing. You revise it, that is you improve your writing by making, adding details, substituting details, adding and subtracting details. Proofread your work, you make sure there are no mistakes, there are no grammatical mistakes, especially, and no spelling errors. And then publishing, that is you create a clean final copy. Okay, so this is the writing process. Kindly try to follow it. Okay, follow it in the same pattern so that there are least mistakes and it's the best published copy. Okay. Okay, moving to comprehension, I want you people to focus on unit number 6 on page number 85 in your concept 3. Okay, now there's a comprehension there. I won't be reading the whole comprehension today with you, but I'm just giving you the important details about the comprehension. Okay, so when I give you the assignment, you people actually have an idea, because last time when I gave you the comprehension to do it on your own, I had many questions regarding it. But definitely, because at that time we were coming to school, so I answered your queries in the class. Now it will be difficult because definitely we are having distance learning here. So I'm just giving you an overview of this comprehension. If you have the books, I'm giving you a minute. Kindly bring your books, concept 3, and open up unit number 6 on page number 85. Come on, hurry up, bring your books. It will be better if you have the book with you so that you can actually understand what I'm talking. Please get your books. Okay, and I have a question from Abdul Rahman in the chat box. Milestone meaning. A milestone is a significant event in your life. Okay, I have answered your question, Abdul Rahman, in the chat box. I hope it's clear. Okay, do you all have your books? Shall we begin? Why not clear, Abdul Rahman? It's so clear. A significant or an important event in your life is a milestone. Big achievement, whichever big achievement you have had is a milestone. Okay, any significant or important or very precious event in your life is a milestone. Okay. Okay, let's begin with our comprehension. We are done with the composition here. And I hope it's clear. Whenever you people are doing the assignment, kindly refer to the lecture on the Google Classroom. You people never bother. Excuse me. You never bother, so please make sure that you just go through the lecture once when you are, attempting the assignment in January. Okay. Okay, so we have a comprehension here on page number 85, and that is all about paper. Now, the details that have been shared in this comprehension about paper are actually some like different and some entirely unrealistic details that actually when I read, I was also confused for a moment that what is this, comprehension all about? I mean, I've never heard of those things before, but definitely these are some realistic facts that I learned about paper actually when I read this comprehension, and I think it will be a good piece of, what should I say, comprehension that you people will be doing. So let's see. This comprehension is about paper, okay? The uses of paper, how, where did, where do we get paper from, and everything is about that. The versatile use of paper from building houses used in disposable eating items, wearing, writing, and also we get married in it. So basically, I believe that I can only write on a paper, okay, but there are so many different things paper is being used on. Now, when I talk about that it's being used on in all these different things, so don't like start believing that the paper in your hand or the book in your hand and the paper that is in it, you'll be building houses or you'll be wearing or writing that paper. No, that's a special quality of paper. Like you can see the disposable eating items that you have, the paper plates and the paper glasses and everything. So that is a different quality. Similarly, you have much harder and much different kinds of paper, a variety of paper that is being used for the versatile. Versatile is different uses. Okay, so different uses of paper are there. And use of paper dresses was common amongst travelers. There were paper dresses made actually in an era, and the travelers were very happy to have them because they could just dispose them off after wearing them. And actually, they were very beautiful dresses. Okay, how the paper revolution will have a positive impact on human life. That is definitely if everything starts being made into paper and it gets disposable, then definitely now there are certain things, like if we use paper for all these things, then definitely we'll be requiring very big amounts of paper. But definitely it will have positive impacts on human life. It will make human life easier in many ways. Okay. Papers are used for making car bodies. Now, this was actually very surprising for me because a car body is very strong. And how can they use paper for this? But definitely they were using like sheets of paper tightened together to make it stiff, to make it hard. And actually, it was very, very, very surprising that they were inventing such kinds of car bodies which could be actually replaced. I mean, every year you can just have a different car body. So that was actually surprising, and it was actually less costly than the car body that we have today. So this is an advancement in the industry of papers. Research into the use of paper is very advanced, mainly as a result of the requirements of space research. So basically, all the advancement in the paper, the use of paper, or the industry of paper are because of the requirement of the space research. Now, in a space, they want light stuff, they want easy and comfortable stuff, they want to do things in a very rapid and quick way. So, the best, material that they found to take along with them in this space was paper. So, this is why, like paper have had, different advancements. Okay. Nowadays, paper is being made from synthetic fiber wood. So basically, now they're not cutting trees anymore because definitely, if they keep on cutting like this, then we will be at a loss of all the jungles and forest, and definitely that's gonna hurt our ecosystem, our environment, right? You people are studying science, you must be knowing this. So to avoid that, like imbalance in the ecosystem and in the environment, they're not making paper from the trees anymore, but they're making it from synthetic fiber wood. Now, what is synthetic fiber wood? You have to find this out over the internet yourself. Okay, this is your research work. We may run, okay, we may run out of trees for paper production in 1990s as the experts predict. So basically, as the experts predict, we may run out of the paper production. So that's why they have, built the synthetic fiber wood paper so that it's easy, so that if there are no trees by the 1990s, then, they can have papers from the artificial sources. Okay. So this comprehension is all about this, what you have to do from the comprehension, which questions you have to attempt, all of that will be mentioned in the assignment once you get it. That will be uploaded in January, so don't worry about it. Just make sure in your mind that we have done the comprehension in the composition today, okay? So you people have two things with you that you people will be referring to in January when you are done with the winter vacation homework. I don't want to overburdenize you. That's why I'm not giving the assignment because already I know there's a big assignment in the winter vacation homework. Okay, now we have something important to discuss today, and that is Haid Azam. Okay, so the birth anniversary of Pakistan's founding father, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. That is on the 25th of December. So definitely this man needs no recognition and this man needs no introduction, first of all, because he is the father of the nation and we all love him a lot and we all respect him a lot. And definitely, we all are inspired by him a lot. Are you all inspired by him? Is he an inspiration for all of you? Come on, answer me in the chat box. Do people think he's an inspiration? He was a man of upright character, a devoted individual, a person whom we all, want to be like. Yes, definitely. Exactly. Thank you for your answers. So he is a source of inspiration for all of us, right? So let's discuss some important things about him. He was a man of vision. What is a man of vision actually? He said in one of his quotes, there is no power on earth that can undo Pakistan. So he had a vision. He was the visionary for Pakistan. Okay. He was the person who just had this idea that, okay, like there were many people who were struggling for Pakistan, namely Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Muhammad Ali, Muhammad Ali, Maulana Shaukat Ali, Allama Iqbal. All these were definitely activists of the Pakistan movement. But Khadim Muhammad Ali Jinnah, why this man is so different? Because of his inner qualities, because of his personality, his charisma, his dynamic skills, his intellect. And he had a vision actually. He had that potential to be a leader. And like in his speeches were so inspiring that the Muslims actually got strength from his speeches. They regained, like a lot of uh, inspiration from his speeches. After every speech that he gave, it made Muslims more firm on the decision that they need to have a separate homeland for themselves. So he very clearly said that there is no power on earth that can undo Pakistan. He was so determined. He was like so like full of ambition that he believed that if I have there is this that need to have Pakistan, that okay, nobody can make us unbelievable that okay, we cannot have Pakistan. We will be having Pakistan whatsoever. And then he was a man of determination. I like this picture of Qaeda Azam actually or not. I do not believe in taking the right decision. I take a decision and make it right. So he was not actually differentiating between that this is the right thing and this is the wrong thing. He used to believe that take a decision. Okay, you have taken a decision, stand by it like a man. Okay, so before taking a decision, think 100 times. That is what he was like, that if you want to take a decision, think before you take it. But if you have taken it, then you have to make it right. You have to stick by it. Okay. And he was a risk taker. Now, definitely, this is a quality or this is the potential that a leader must have. He has to be a risk taker because if he doesn't take risk, then definitely he cannot achieve anything. Expect the best, prepare for the worst. So this is what Jinnah said in one of his speeches that, you have to expect for the best because if you're going to expect for a disaster, if you're going to expect for, like unusual things, then definitely like you cannot actually perform well because if you're going to have negative thoughts about life, if you're going to be a pessimist, then definitely you cannot achieve anything. But if you have positive approach, if you have positivity in you, if you have this thing in you that okay, like I can do this, then only you can achieve the best. Yeah, but at the same time you said prepare for the worst. That is, expect good, but make preparations for the worst also. It's not that you expect the best and you just, prepare for the best also, because definitely all the time it's not the goods that are gonna happen. And definitely when you are building a nation, when you are struggling for a homeland, then what will be expecting the best? That is that we will achieve it. We will get our homeland. But what was preparing for the world that we will have to make sacrifices for it. We'll have to leave our home, our property, maybe, our beloved ones here who are not ready to go or who cannot travel. So this is your preparation for the worst and you're expecting for the best, okay? Okay, we have somebody in the chat box. What are you writing, Abdul Rahman? I don't understand, Bete, what you are trying to say. Abdul Rahman, I'm very sorry, I can understand what you are trying to say, Bete. Okay. Thank you, Bilal, for the information you're sharing. Okay, and then he was a supporter of women. Okay, now this is what today's men need to learn, that support women, because definitely if you're gonna support women, then you can achieve the best. No nation can rise to the height of glory unless your women are side by side with you. So definitely this is one of the quotations of Muhammad Ali Jinnah that he said, a nation cannot rise, a nation cannot be successful, a nation cannot be, have enjoy the fruits of glory if only that your women are not along with you, because definitely if you have your women standing shoulder to shoulder with you, then you can achieve everything. Okay, and he proved it. He had a sister, Muhammad Ali Jinnah's sister was Fatma Ali Jinnah, and Fatma Ali Jinnah stood steadfast with her brother, and she was actually one of the main activists of the Pakistan movement. She was always there with her brother, supporting him, like helping him out, doing the processions, leading the processions, and collecting the women and telling them, educating them about the pros of achieving Pakistan. So definitely, his sister played a very, very, very important role in the Pakistan movement. And why did she do that? Because definitely Khaida Azam supported her. He wanted her to be there to, because definitely women also need a person who they can role modelize. So definitely Fatma Ali Jinnah was there to be role modelized during the struggle movement. And not only her, there were many other women. So definitely Muhammad Ali Jinnah was a big supporter of women throughout the Pakistan movement and the achievement of Pakistan. And he was a man of intellect. Intellect is a person who has education, who has educational point, visionary. So without education, it is complete darkness, and with education, it is light. Education is a matter of life, Jinnah. So basically, Qaeda Muhammad Ali Jinnah, definitely he was an educated man, and this was the differentiating or differentiating point basically from other leaders than him, that he was an educated man, and an educated leader is actually, he believed that like education is so important, because the Muslims in that era, in that time, if you remember, I don't know if you people have read history, but the Muslims at that time believed that studying English or studying different subjects will actually make you away from your religion. And this is what the Maulvis used to tell at that time, that don't send your children to school, because they will learn English and they will actually start becoming Christians and all that. Actually, these were the people, Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan especially, and Qaid Azam and Allama Iqbal. They told the nation that this is all, like this is not what you have to do. You have to learn, you have to educate yourself, you have to open your mind, you have to learn English, Urdu, math, science, everything. Because definitely, if you're going to leave any one thing, then you will be lagging behind. And definitely, he said it was a matter of life and death for the Muslims that time to educate themselves. If they will educate themselves, then only they will be moving forward. If they stay, like uneducated, illiterated, then there was no hope for them. So this is all I wanted to share with you people about Qaida Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Hope you're gonna celebrate his birthday wisely and nicely. It's not much that you got a cake for him, but at least you can say a prayer for him, or at least you can recite a Fatiha for him. So again, take care of yourself, stay home, stay safe, and again, as I always tell you, if there is any question, any query that you